Hi everyone, it's Peg here. Today I'm bringing you a breakdown of what is the strongest PvP build in Where Winds Meet, and I say this because it won a major tournament in China, and even though the double swords plus mortal rope dart came in second place, this one still took the first place. The build revolves around combining two weapons that are dominating PvP at the moment, the strategic sword and the Nameless spear. They pair incredibly well because both bring huge strengths to the table. The strategic sword hits insanely hard with powerful combos and great mobility, while the Nameless spear gives you one of the most broken tools in the game, paralysis. On top of breaking down the full rotation, I'll also give you some tips for players who are just getting into PvP, like which mystic skills you should be running, how to approach fights, and how to start engagement safely. So with that said, let's dive in. Why is this combination so strong? This setup works because of two key things. First, the paralysis from the Nameless spear, it's its cooldown skill, and this is the main reason to have the weapon in this build. It's basically what we're gonna use with the Nameless spear. It also grants a reduction to stamina cost for a few seconds, which is great for the strategic sword, because that weapon eats through your stamina. And second, the strategic sword has great burst damage and blitz. Once the enemy is paralyzed, we will want to swap to the strategic sword to unleash our full damage. After we end the combo, we can keep pressuring, or we can just wait at a safe distance while the blitz keep ticking. As the strategic sword has a skill that launches you backwards, creating a safe gap, you can just wait for the blitz to tick in and your spear cooldown to come back for the paralysis. The enemy has two options, pressure you aggressively and make mistakes, but if they don't, you will have your cooldown soon after. It's a simple, oppressive but very consistent game plan. And it's also incredibly easy to learn. Anyone can pick up these two weapons and replicate this playstyle I'm gonna show you. I'll show you the basic rotation first without the strategic sword inner art, and then we'll look at how the rotation changes with the inner art, which makes the weapon even stronger. After that, I'll give you some PvP tips and useful mystic arts you might want to equip. Okay, so let's go through the basic rotation without inner art. First we want to start with a Nameless spear and land your paralysis. Immediately swap to the strategic sword while attacking, and then use your light skill, the spinning multi-hit attack, to apply blitz. Then follow up with your heavy skill, that is the backward jump strike, which pops the blitz and applies 3 more blitz stacks. After this you'll be at a safe distance. Now you want to watch your opponent. If they back off, let the blitz tick in and wait for your paralysis cooldown. If they rush you, you can answer with a charge attack or other range options to keep them away. The rotation is extremely simple, and most of the fight becomes a cycle of paralyze, blitz combo, create distance, wait, repeat. The other Nameless spear skills, we barely use them. They are the spear thrust and the heavy charge attack that spins around you. When you land the thrust, your charge attacks become faster. We will only use this when the enemy is about to be posture broken, because in that case they won't be able to escape. But if they wouldn't be with posture broken, they will be able to escape easily. So if you see that after the paralysis the enemy is about to be posture broken, you can do the charge attack and they won't be able to escape, making yourself deal huge damage. So one of the biggest challenges is landing paralysis, because it has a short range. For that you should equip a free mystic art, everyone gets it early in the main story, that is this kind of jumping attack over the head of the enemy. This jump attack lets you close distance safely, land on the enemy's head and immediately follow up with a paralysis. Against attentive players, they might dodge backwards after you jump, making it impossible to land a paralysis, so another approach is waiting for the enemy to start their attack and then jumping to counter-initiate. You dodge their opening, hit them in the head and then paralyze them and run your whole combo. I would always recommend having this mystic art equipped. However, there is a counter to the Nameless spear paralysis. It's a mystic art that works like a cleanse. It's called Serene Pose or something similar. You unlock it just by leveling up your base talents, and I strongly recommend keeping it for PvP. It instantly removes paralysis and slightly stuns the attacker, giving you a window to counterattack. But it has a 40-second cooldown, so you can typically land 2 or 3 paralyses before the enemy gets it back, not a big issue. It also can help you. You can use it to interrupt enemies who are rushing you and spamming non-stop. It's perfect for breaking pressure and resetting to neutral. You can even cancel their aggression, paralyze them and then immediately take back control of the fight. This skill is extremely strong in PvP, you should absolutely be running it. Things get much better once you obtain the strategic sword specific inner art. You can find it in the Phantom Market. One path is to go to Kaifeng, to the eastern part of the city I'm showing you. There you will find a house where you enter a coffin that takes you underground and then reach the market. Once inside, quite at the beginning, look for a store where a vendor is sitting down backwards in the ceiling. Buy 30 paper notes from him and you'll unlock the inner art. So what does this inner art do? Well, even at base level, it gives every strategic sword skill a special follow-up. For example, the multi-hit cooldown attack gets a ground stab finisher. The backward jump heavy attack turns into a wild forward lunge if you press again, and the charge attack gains a spinning finisher. All these follow-ups, by the way, will pop all 5 bleed stacks and deal bonus damage and reapply more bleed. You're constantly applying and detonating bleed, which is extremely strong. So how does the rotation work with this inner art? The logic is the same, but now you can be a lot more aggressive. First, we want to land the paralysis, then we want to use the spinning cooldown skill and reactivate it to do the ground stab, then we want to use the heavy skill backwards jump, press again to dash forward, and then we can use this heavy skill a couple of more times. The last time don't launch forward, that way you can keep at a safe distance. The charge attack I rarely use in this combo, only use it when the enemy pressures you. That way you might surprise them. One of the main problems of this combo is that the strategic sword consumes a ton of stamina, but as you progress and unlock higher oddities in Kishenk, you will upgrade your talent trees and get more stamina efficiency. At the same time, remember that the Nameless Spear Paralysis buff reduces stamina cost for 5 seconds, the spear also has an inner art that boosts stamina reduction even further, and there's other inner arts in the game that reduce stamina consumption as you perform actions. Anything that reduces stamina cost is amazing for this build. And of course I recommend using the Moral Chant, which I said in my previous video is the best inner art in the game. It has great synergy with everything and simply increases your overall damage. If you apply everything I covered, you'll start winning in PvP matches far more consistently. This style is extremely easy to pick up, extremely strong and very safe to play. Let me know in the comments what you think of this build. Are you playing PvP? Are you also experiencing lag issues? Because I'm having a ton of lag actually, probably because early players got placed on wrong servers that I heard of. Hopefully it gets fixed soon, because half my matches right now are unplayable, but please let me know in the comments if you're having this issue too, or if your PvP works just fine. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.